There you so a 1-for-1 trade. And wow, Hal is still alive down there. Engagement breakout as Kuro. Oh, there we go. The hook. Got him. Zhan Xing taking the long ride to Shanghai. Welcome home. Navi is down. Can you say mega creeps? Navi, he got him. One more. This is what you call one for the road.
Man, I can't.
The game for IG. Who leads the way? I believe it should be Zoe. They're gonna cut for the shorter path. They storm up the river. Patience from Zoe. Waiting in the wings. Navi's about to be caught. Oh, there's the sleep. The surge. He catches everyone. Oh, this could be a total disaster. Vacuum in. Ravage on everyone. The black hole as well. Light of heaven turns it around. Ravage as well. Stolen by Deadly. Are you kidding me? They turn it around. 4 heroes dead for IG.
That Chuan trying to survive. Chuan's gonna go down. Puppy talked about the Naga counter. It's Light of Heaven with this BKB. They turn it around. I don't even know how they're gonna do it. Standing ovation from the crowd. The last tower will be going down.
Start the fight with that global and just try to blow up and get on top of that Zeus right away. Get into that backline. I mean, the Rubik and the Zeus are really starting to be quite an issue for them.
Chalice is in with the opener, straight in with the lasso. The tower will fall, but they'll drag back the Ember Spirit into the torrent, cut him down with the Tidebringer. He's dead, but on the side, they find Arme. Arme's dead for 60, still alive at the moment. And all the use, the dodge, Anna up into the end, dodging the Echo Slam. Somnus, he's trapped here in the Sprout. OG, they'll slowly punch down the Kuka. The stolen Finch and Jerax sets up onto FY. OG.
But this PL will continue just to BT split push this game out, get more and more money, and that for me is still the biggest problem for Evil Geniuses. Where do you go with this? Fear needs to have that damage dealing item, but in order to do so, he's got to drop either his TP scroll or sell the Ring of Aquila. And Samel, blink, Dragon Tail stun. Garda's going to be here with the hookshot as well. They're going to bite Samel. The Cogs Burn bought them a little bit of extra time, and with Samel down and no buyback, Roshan is a very, very juicy target here for CDEC.
Yeah, EG are going to know they're going for it though. First of all, it would be pretty obvious from the lane situation, but they also have a good ward around the river area to see that CDEC are moving in there now. I don't think EG are interested in contesting this 4-on-5, but maybe they can delay it long enough for it to be a 5-on-5 if they Ice Blast and Fissure properly. There is no hook shot.
They're all together. PPD, here comes the Ice Blast, ready for the dodge! In from Universe! Into the CDEC! They're going to get wide from the face of the earth, apart from aggressive. He'll jump out for the Lobo combo. Perfectly hits from Evil Geniuses. And
Radiant's turn to ban. Dire's turn to ban.
I'm going to shoulder. I'm going to shoulder. I want shore.
Sure.
It is Radiant's ban.
Yeah, that's a great way to start things. Still, yeah. Dota TV can actually hear me right now while I'm clicking on ads. Yep. Go live in a few seconds.
Seconds remain. 5 seconds remain.
And we're back once again. We have our series halfway. Ninjas in Pajamas, despite some internet issues, managed to take this win in their name, so we see them at a 1-0 lead. Team Unique, it's all right. They could do a couple more things a bit more polished, and they might just be at it. We'll have to see what the draft tells us here in game number 2 with T-Panda and Kips as the caster duo for this one, and for the one after this one as well. I'll have to wait a bit longer for that one.
5 seconds remain. must choose.
Bloodseeker.
Seconds. 5 seconds.
Let's see if Seeker gets picked up. Yeah. What about in terms of draft, like things that our viewers don't always get to see, especially since we're usually never on the game screen once this happens, but we have the coin toss and teams get to choose between the side or pick, and then the other one picks the remaining one. So Team Unique actually picked the... Actually, wait, Ninjas in Pajamas picked first, so they picked second pick twice in a row. So last game and also this game. What does that tell about them? What does that tell about their style of drafting? Is it they like to respond more? Do they prefer that 22nd? Wait, no, I don't even remember if that's 22nd anymore. But like the last pick of the draft, do they prefer that more?
10 seconds remain. It is Dive's ban. It is Radiant's ban.
Yeah.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
Yeah, I will correct myself there. So not the 22nd, but 24th now that we have extra bans added a few patches ago. So yep, yeah, we all have our faults every here and there. Though I know Charlie's a huge fan of Terrorblade. I'm a huge fan of Terrorblade. I'm a huge fan of Charlie's Terrorblade.
Radiant's turn to ban.
3 good things in 1 sentence.
Seconds remain. 5 seconds remain. Dire's turn to ban.
Yeah, I like the hero has very clear weaknesses and strengths. High damage output, massive armor, great against other physical heroes, somewhat of a glass cannon, so even though the illusions do help you out quite a lot, still his HP pool is very minimalistic in a sense when it comes to comparing with other carry heroes or potential carry heroes. Plus that you have the chance to shift like as a troll between ranged and melee form. Like, these are just general things about Terrorblade. What really makes him so good is that Terrorblade and Naga have a lot of similarities, except TB has the range capability, and he's not that straight up man fighter like Troll, for example, who would love to go on people and just, you know, hack them to pieces. TB's a scary guy who would love to stay stationary and hit people, but if you end up in a fight where TB's just running, the hero gives you no value.
5 seconds.
Yeah, hold the line. It's like he's kind of like that general who refuses to submit to defeat. Though he's a demon. Anyway, Rubik and Grimstroke. I like the Rubik against the Mirana. Stolen Arrows. Also with Bloodseeker, there's a couple plenty good spells that he can use. But I don't think this is directly a counter to actually anything. I like Rubik Arrow is a really good setup for the heroes that they have right now, but control is a bit limited for NiP.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Mm-hmm.
10 seconds remain. 5 seconds.
Just looking at, I was thinking Saberlight would have picked an offlaner with stuns, so I was thinking LC for a bit. I was thinking Necrophos for a second too, but I think Underlord also does the job pretty well. Rubik Underlord lane is all right. There's a Sven against you though. Sven is melee, so kind of attracts the attention from Underlord to use that Firestorm to kind of push the Sven away. But Sven is also really good. Like, how do you see the Sven versus TB matchup? What's your take on it? Yes.
It is Dire's ban. It is Radiant's ban.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
10 seconds remain. 5 seconds.
Because yeah, I like the idea of Sven against TB. Yeah, there's always the threat of Sunder. You're forced to make BKBs on both of these heroes. Very likely. TB doesn't usually have the same HP pool as Sven does. Sven is still strength, and TB is that glass cannon who usually amps up his HP through items and not through levels. And the damage output is also pretty 50-50. Sven hits really hard, but there's a lot of physical damage reduction on TB's side. And the same goes the other way around. Like, Sven is also, like, he's got a lot of HP even if TB would hit hard. So yeah, you would prefer the, if you went for the axe build on Sven, the basic idea of most Dota games, if there weren't so many particles in between, destroy the supports first and then look at the cores, because if TP loses his backup, well, you've got two options: you fight and die, or you run and you won't do any damage to the others, and they have the full initiative to do what they want. Sven, on the other hand, has mobility, which TB doesn't.
To ban. Radiant must choose.
Got our last bans through Quap and Lena. Tinker ban from NiP is a bit spicy. Though, they go for the Zeus, which would be a hard counter for the TB. They go for the DP instead against the TB, it's alright.
10 seconds. 5 seconds remain.
I somehow feel Void Spirit, but that's just a random hero and a bunch of others that could be picked here. But I would like to see Void Spirit come out. The Avenge, actually. So we're swapping up lanes, maybe. Or not. Mid-Venge for Supreme. Let's ramp up the minus armor. It was unexpected, but I enjoy to see Avenge being played out. Now, I think we will be keeping an eye open on that mid lane, how the Avenge actually deals with the Death Prophet here. But look at the amount of like damage and auras that NiP have with Underlord and Vengeful Spirit both in the same team, with TB who relies on physical damage, and Unique doesn't have an agility carry for this game who would have a lot of armor to fight against that. So talking to heroes like Juggernaut or... I mean, well, Jug is like one of the basics that we'll really start to think about here. And there's no Zeus either, which is usually picked up against the Terrorblade. But we'll see. Yeah, Pugna could have been fun in a sense, you know. Can't hit targets. Yeah. Anyway, game 2 time. Who do you think has it? Are we going to tie the series up, or are we putting all our faith? Mid-Venge, Charlie's TB.
Between the Rubik and the Underlord, it's going to be very hard for Unique to physically burst people down.
So let's look at that item build. So we've got stats for mid, almost 700 HP on this Vengeful Spirit, which ain't bad. Same HP as Death Prophet actually has. Damage output is slightly smaller, and also attack range also smaller. Though Venge has faster projectiles, that is got any kind of advantage here for Supreme. Or is this Lorenov's mid lane to win?
It is, I think. Like, it does worry me that Venge, apart from, you know, the armor, Death Prophet also has good starting armor. Like, normally you offset the fact that you don't have as much range with the fact that you can just tank more, but you're just up against a laning opponent who's way better at trading, as well as that this Death Prophet gets the option of actually shoving the wave in your face. And, you know, this Venge is just going to have to deal with it. The Death Prophet can disappear off map and rotate, or from the jungle camp whilst he's doing that. So Supreme is going to really have to take the fight to Lorenov here if he wants to get the most out of this mid.
The battle begins.
Got our very chill start for this game. Same thing as game number 1. Both teams will be able to get bounties for themselves. Vanscore has actually spotted a very interesting, smart move there from Vanscore. Actually tanks the tower aggro inside the aggro range to spot that there's a ward on top of this cliff. Spot that play. But once he spots the ward is there, then he puts the sentry down. It's like, alright, well, I'm just gonna get rid of this one.
Clever one. I've seen that with the ward up here, but never with the one on the side. I didn't actually know.
Enchant leveled up by Enchantress. Here we go with the Metamorph from Charlie. So very basic use of it very early. Kind of take damage from these arrows and the soul. Yeah, that Blood Right will connect to. That does quite a lot. B is squishy.
He is.
We have a salve on Misha, so they're gonna have to use that.
And I think that with the change to the Metamorph, with TB no longer being as slow when he's got it activated, they thought that they could just pop it safely in this lane. But yeah, when you hit an arrow like that, you're still going to get hit by the Blood Right.
Yeah. Alright, so if you look at mid, Venge is actually leading in CS.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
More than nice. Still pretty even though, so we'll have to as they progress. Does it slide into each either's favor? Illusion will get the kill on Misha, so an arrow under the tower.
I mean, who am I to say that this man needs setups, I guess?
Yeah, just does it all by himself.
we're really seeing the power of the Bloodseekers laning here. The spammability.
Oh, that might just be it. It's alright. It will be there. He does get a bit of healing out, but not gonna be enough for him. And a second one for Illusion.
Brutal. Nothing you can do.
Yeah, that was a good moment there because Metamorph had run out, and you're kind of looking at TB in front of creeps. You've got two heroes right next to each other, so that arrow would have potentially hit either one. But you still actually got the arrow to connect while TB was mid animation for a right click, or just about to start the last hit. So it's like, well, pulled a little trick on you.
And now neither of them can afford to die both of.
We haven't
Dyers.
really looked at this bottom lane at all right now. So we've got Vanscore with a couple last hits, so I think it's because of the pulling that he's been doing. 19's got a decent amount of CS. Alright, why are we looking at bottom? The killing's actually happening in top again. The classic.
Classic. Mel, you always get some last hits on Grimstroke because if you're doing it while you're securing range creeps with your Stroke of Fate. And now we'll go on to Era. He's a goner.
Not this again. Yeah, I've got to start looking at. I was watching the top situation that if they actually might go on, because you can never know when Illusion is throwing these arrows, and then there's a fight in bottom. So Rubik's down. 4 kills for Unique. Good start for them. Just like they're supposed to be doing right now. Very impressive. Also, CS has been tied up in mid, so the mid situation is even.
But one thing that I'm keeping an eye on for mid is how much regen is Supreme faring in. Stats
going to get Charlie. Yep. He's easy. Gets it. He's just maxing out blood right, so even though it's 60 points per level, that is like 300 damage is already half of the HP pool of the Terrorblade.
And normally you'd say, alright, fine, Terrorblade can stand in a hard lane, especially because once you get a couple of levels in Conjure Image, you can just retreat into the jungle. But Bloodseeker is so snowballed that it's just extremely risky to actually give him that space of you losing the lane.
Yeah, that is true. And also, like, you can, but it's a bad situation. TB has to go to the jungle, like level 3 even if you have 2 points in Metamorph. It's like, well, I cleared 2 camps and now my meta's out, so like, was it worth it? Not really a full level even that you get from that. So he will hope to at least get to level 5 until he has to really leave this lane completely. But just gotta avoid not dying anymore. 4 kills already in this top lane is quite a lot.
Well, at the very least, they're doing it with enough time in between that they can TP back. And they'll probably also secure this rune right here. Yeah. Not a total loss.
While in mid, bit of brawling. Supreme, no stun. A lot of right-click damage onto Lorenov and Illusion, but the arrow, Supreme sees it coming. Was suspecting it to happen.
A little bit of a stutter step there. Pretty sure he's thinking about it.
On to Sven. Sven 300 HP, throws the stun on Rubik. Era, no mana for a lift. Otherwise that would have been a kill.
It is so hard for this Sven to get any threat on the heroes in this bot lane, so he's just going to have to... Like, he still needs to trade into them in order to make sure that he is not the one getting threatened, but he shouldn't expect to come out with anything. Mid go? Oh!
At the same time, there's like that fighting going on top. They can't really get things to happen here. Supreme is down low. Rainoff will follow up after, but he gets the XP for it. Kind of the top situation there at the same time was like what was going to break down there. Now in bottom, actually, Sven still sitting on very low HP, but Vanscore will give the south to Sven. Got that south. Doesn't break when he walks into the Pit of Malice. Actually gets rooted twice.
You see, I know that that's how it works, and I'm still getting nervous watching it. I remember the time where creeps would cancel all your potions with dudes. It's just... I'm glad that they don't anymore, but...
Samurai is being very, very careful in the stun, and one stroke of fate is enough to kill him. get any region of the courier. There's just clarities for the Rubik to have more spells available. CS department though, TP has the least farm out of the cores. It's also got 2 deaths. Bloodseeker's closing up on level 6, so Charlie has to keep this in mind. The Harpy will deal a bit of extra damage. The BZZ is an arrow. Can't quite see where it actually went.
He got the Harpy, I believe.
My team will finish off a double camp here. More salves from Vanskor. It's gonna go from Midas on Sven. Feels like almost every game today the core are going for Midases.
Yeah, I think that with just the long build-up of Battle Fury, it's a Midas is nice on all of these attack speed cores, and you gotta, especially on a Sven working into a Terrorblade, you need to hit some form of the timing hard.
And more BCC in trouble, the rupture, and Terrorblade gets blown up to smithereens. And Enchantress might just follow suit. They can't kill BCC. That, ooh, 50 HP still remaining. But TB's Metamorph is down. And also his life. And even a dive onto Misha with the raindrop still keeping her alive for a bit. Impetus Spear. Nope, not gonna get another one. Was about to turn around an Illusion. Lives with 24 HP.
That was not calculated. You saw him trying to change the tower aggro and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Dire structures are
Oof. But at the very least, this push is getting mirrored because Saberlight's also going on Vanskor on the bot lane.
Dire's top tower is in danger.
Some amount of damage too. Era will get there in time as well. Waiting for the Inkswell. Out the lift there, and Vanskor is down. Even the kill there.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Won't be on time. They also put a sentry down too, so they saw exactly where he was.
Radiant should look to their bottom tower.
19's now in mid.
Somebody had to take care of the wave there, but yeah, he was forced to TP out.
Lauren got the tower. They actually, the DP went top to get the tower with the exorcism.
It's a very classic change. You move this hero here, and you move this one to mid.
Yeah.
It's the smoothest way to do that.
Ben knows he can't really farm in this Underlord lane anymore, so instead they're gonna put BZZ here. BZZ Vanskor here to greet the Underlord. The teleport doesn't even go off. It doesn't even go off, and Lorenov is very low on HP. Misha frozen another Impetus Spear, decent amount of damage. Sven's ulti also popped. Here comes Illusion onto Era. Forcing Era away with another leap. The arrow will connect as well. And some damage on the Rubik, but the stick charges will keep her alive. And now Scream, right-clicking onto 19. 19 turning around with the stun, and there's Lorenov on the low ground, throwing in some more crit swarms, but 19 is down. And it is Era with the Fate Bolt.
Again, earlier he also sniped.
Uh-oh. The other way. Well, Race Car is here to meet you. And an arrow attacked by Saberlight.
To be fair, it's not hard to hit an Underlord.
Big target.
Yes, I just called the big slugman fat soon. He is.
My pet thanks you.
Triple net worth lead for Unique. 3,000 gold ahead. Looking pretty good for them. That is the Terrorblade now farming in the jungle. We'll see whenever he moves into this little triangle here to farm.
So the interesting thing for NiP now is that they, with the 4-man that they have, that they're going to be buying space with, they do have a lot of damage if the Underlord gets to right-click people. He is just naturally a heavy right-clicker, especially when empowered by this wave of terror from Supreme. But how is an Underlord going to get on top of Unique's heroes exactly?
Well, not very well. He is big. Easy to detect.
Is the rest of this cast just going to be us?
We're just
calling.
Yeah, I think we're
Underlord choking.
Yeah, we might be accidentally fat shaming the Underlord a slight bit, but then again, he is a little bit of a slime, so he might be hard to detect at times. Because actually, well, yeah, never mind. Let's not go to that story. There's a push for Lorenov here in mid. Exorcism pops. Era will steal Swarm from top to swap onto Lorenov. A lot of damage coming in as well, and that should be enough for the TB for the DP kill. For the TB, and Illusion now trying to make a way out with the leaps. Enough. Era guarding the front. All right, so that was a very fast exorcism use.
All right. Well, I love that by Supreme. That's a mid player who's not afraid to take risks. First at BKB is like, all right, you know what? This is not my game to deal the damage. Now he's a Vengeful Spirit. He says, all right, it's just my game to run in and see if I live or not, because that was an excellent go.
You can.
And that's exactly how you stop the Death Prophet. That's an exorcism for nothing.
Pretty much. Only a bit of chip damage onto that mid tier 1 tower, but really worth the exorcism here.
Illusion
Oh, it's a level 1
arrow.
exorcism, so it's not big. An Illusion versus Misha. Misha very close to this kill, and the jungle creeps, but the Impetus Spear does go out. And that leap actually doesn't even go on the high ground, so no chance to even try and dodge that Impetus Spear.
Sir.
That too, you could have also done that, but neither one.
If he doesn't jump, he's dead. If he does jump, he needs to go closer or to the high ground.
Saberlight harassing Vanscore while cancelling his ultimate, so he's not gonna see service his way out.
Not this time, which sets him up for whatever is going to happen here later, though. Well, actually, BZZ is just taking some... No, there's a smoke, but they're not going top.
Yep.
Thought for sure they were going to go for Saberlight, but instead this is a cross-map move.
This is a pre-mechanism smoke as well, since Bloodseeker's very close to having it. Mech and Charlie is farming some stacks here. Misha, you gotta have your fingers quick. Quick ping does come out, and he gives the warning sign to his teammates that there are some unfriendly visitors on the low ground, so Unique will shift their attention towards the tier 1 tower.
You don't necessarily need an entrance skill in order to get this tower, but it sure is handy when the Rubik has a stolen Crypt Swarm and Fade Bolt. You don't have a creep wave. You never have a creep wave.
Illusion looking for an angle for an arrow. Oh no, Charlie!
You make a
No, Illusion with the snipe.
I take back everything I said about setups, man. Some people have magnets in their arrows.
Lorenov stunned up. That squad here to back him up. Ulti is available, but Lorenov is already out. Here comes 19. Throws in that doubles stun. Very big trouble. Arrow coming in, but it's on the Rubik that's already dead. And BZZ trying to hit Super Saberlight. Saberlight's not taking. Oh, he moves after the swap. He takes so much damage from his own teammate. But Supreme wants some revenge, and Illusion is out of the way. Supreme with a triple kill, so NiP still recover from that.
Lorenov is just dead before he can get his exorcism off, but honestly, even if he gets it off, I'm not sure that helps him at all in that fight. Their positioning is so awkward in that river. They all get caught by the Pit of Malice, and yeah, that's... Once again, NiP only need to get on top of them. That's the biggest barrier for them, and right now they keep getting these opportunities, or forcing them. But this one was a bit of a given.
A bit, yeah. And yeah, that was also Supreme swapping the Underlord, who took even more damage from the Rupture. Was on top of the Underlord, and then was moving right after. So yeah, that was a team kill almost.
Unfortunate. But it speaks for NiP that they can just move past all of these unfortunate moments. Because let's face it, Charlie getting caught with that arrow in his own triangle is also one of those whoops moments.
Yep. Alright, Uber driver Saberlight arrives in mid. There's no panic here. Eek moving towards the top lane. BZZ mechanism should be on the courier. Yep, that's right. And 19 towards a BKB, while NiP are pressuring mid and should be able to take this tower. Should be, as in now they are teleporting to defend it. Quite a lot of damage. Maybe even baiting Supreme to actually thinking that he might get it. Still 500 HP away from dying. Vanscore in an awkward spot in the river. And here's the Grim ulti coming. 19, double stun, gonna be connecting, and they're held in place. The Supreme needs to get a swap out, but he's still stunned for an eternity because Illusion throws in another arrow on the stationary targets, and an easy kill. Exorcism, Saberlight down, mid tower down. Unique, do they go from Roche? I think they can actually even do Roche on here. Well, we'll see what their call is. They're still hanging around in the area, so yeah, no Roche today.
No, the exorcism is a little bit too short and it don't actually have any minus armor. But this is pretty much NiP's nightmare scenario on that mid push. They know they're gonna lose their mid tower, so they want to force the other tower to at least be low HP. They know there's gonna be a clash in mid. And it's very hard to take the enemy mid tower if you've already lost your own, especially if you don't do it immediately after they take yours. So they were hoping for trade there, and instead they don't get it. They lose a bunch of heroes on top, and Lorinov gets an excellent exorcism out for the first time in this game.
Misha? He's ready to go. Misha doesn't care if there's a Bloodseeker and a Grimstroke. Drives them away. Around the area, though. There's 4 staff for Vanscore, 4 staff for BZZ. I think I know what this is all about.
No.
I'm gonna see a lot of moving, bleeding people.
Oh, no. I mean, it's... Is it... If it works, it works.
If it works, it works.
But it's not the most elegant solution.
Almost like having a 4 staff on an ogre and using it offensively and just watching everybody spin in a direction.
Oh, it's great.
We go.
Yeah, I think the idea not only is just to have a save from the vengeful swap, but they can definitely get more out of the rupture too with that.
Yeah, and I
think, and also,
I love 4 staffs.
Yes, and I think the best. I can't believe I've completely forgotten that there's a big Underlord in the room. So if he pops his ultimate, they will force staff people out of that Uber service. People will be left without a driver. The illusion has been spotted right under a sentry ward. Stun will finally connect. One more leap charge available, and there's another leap straight into the impetus spears of Misha. Ow. Whoa, Era! Stolen arrow onto Lorinov! TP gone! What?
Okay.
What?
I see ya. I guess he was getting a bit fed up with Illusion stealing all the glory. That was beautiful. And now they actually get to take this big power here. Not a lot that Unique should be able to do about it. It's very risky for them to go here.
Alright, let's see this. Now they get the tower out of the way. Vanscore, 19 right next to him. Oh, he gets the ulti, but the stun doesn't connect from 19. Does get rooted up to stun on Supreme, and 19 is just trying to Supreme, but no! So close, so far away. And now Illusion is surrounded by enemies, and NiP take 2 heroes down. They're like 2 pixels away from getting those right clicks off. They even tried to be super smart with that Sven stun on the creep wave, hoping that a hero would run to it, but no. Unique just can't get that work even without... Well, if they had a tiny bit of luck, it might have actually worked. And now BZZ will be caught too. And Misha will get that one.
You really don't need that much damage on your cores if you have an Enchantress. You don't.
Oh,
you just need
is now.
Still.
Mid-Venge is totally working now.
Oh, yeah. Really nicely. They can go back in and finish Roche if they want. I would argue that the Bloodseeker is a bigger risk in the Roche fight than a stun would be, so straight back in. And I just want to point out there that in all of the skills that just happened, Era was absolutely integral. Like, first the arrow
coming in, smoked up, trying to contest this Roche shot with 1000 HP, still remaining 19. Wants to go in the pit, they got the vision, and the Charlie will take the agent for himself, and they've already lost 2 heroes here for Unique. Actually 1, it's only Illusion, and bye-bye. It is time to give 5 stars for your Uber taxi driver, Saberlight, who wishes you a very nice evening, and hopefully you will call me again. And do remember to rate me on the Uber app as well. So, Underlord, Saberlight, sorry for talking bad words about your form, but you are beautiful. You're absolutely beautiful.
He is gorgeous. That was one of the sharpest timed Ubers out that I've ever seen. And it's, especially with long channeling spells like that, it's sometimes really hard to judge when is it going to, actually take me out. They had precisely enough time to take the Aegis, tip their hats to Unique, and gone.
NiP have shifted into a 3,000 gold lead after being 3k behind Unique in the early game, so they have bounced back. Even with a shutdown TB, TB is now tying against a Midas Sven. That tells quite a lot.
It was always going to happen at some point, but probably not at 21 minutes, and that's where Unique's got to feel the pressure.
Is under attack.
Yeah, 21 minutes is very early for that shift to happen that dramatically. BZZ trying to keep up the push in top. They've got their 4 staffs. Vanscore still building his. 19 getting lifted up by Era. Stolen Sven stun on BZZ, isolating him from the rest of the team. Moonlight Shadow will be used up as well, so Unique are now on the run. And they're gonna have to sack the Bloodseeker, and Misha has been killing a lot of people. Unstoppable streak now.
He is absolutely murderous. Swap in, Vanscore.
Or make it 2.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
A bit of the insecurity here as well. Lorinov and Illusion would really like to fight Charlie, but they know they can't actually afford to.
Smoked up teleport all behind Charlie. But Unique are they're threatened.
Yeah, they really wanted to, but this was a very good instinct call. They're like, something's fishy here, we're bailing. Very good spike instances.
But NiP, they can go high ground. They've got Aegis, they've got Metamorph. They have all of their abilities that they need for this push. Moonlight Shadow's also on cooldown for 80 seconds. See what they can do with this push. Charlie going in first, 1600 HP. Arrow will hit one of the illusions. Illusions are cleared out. And here comes the creep wave. Perfect section was already up though, so they abandoned the push.
They can't actually go without getting some heroes down first. Between the Blood Rite and the Stroke of Fate, there's just too much remote damage on Unique. And that's all magic damage too, or at least damage that TB's armor doesn't do anything against, so he can't just stand there and siege.
Unique smoking up. All 5 heroes heading down the mid lane. Walk towards Supreme. Supreme will maybe take the bait. Here we go. Stun will come out and we'll try to mount it off, but it won't happen this time. X-Wall connection as well, and Venge is gone. BKB popped by 19, and here comes Charlie with a Metamorph popped up as well. Sven taking a bit of damage here. Saberlight also forced away. Actually, Leashes with the Rubik, but the lift will go out onto Lorraine. Lorraine tanking a lot of damage here. Still got 1,000 remaining and just using a couple bottle charges to keep himself up. Impetus Spears also on BZZ. Mirana survives with 56 HP, and that was your exorcism. After a pick-off, you are the ones running away.
I think that they weren't ready to fight into Metamorph because this wanted to force it.
Bye-bye. And now to a push towards the tier 2 tower, so Charlie leading it there.
That's still not great, but you could definitely see by the way that 19 went in and then immediately ran straight out again. He wasn't even trying to fight the fight and see if he could get a reduce. No, he was just straight out of there. They never intended to fight more. But yeah, unfortunately that does cost them their mid tower now. And that's... at least it's not your high ground. And the Metamorph is also for more.
Well, it's not looking too bright for Unique. Still getting to hold their base. All the racks are up. They've still got tier 1s and tier 2s in the top lane. They are fighting against an Aegis, which will expire in 16 seconds. So, do they stack up for a fight, or do they just let the Aegis expire and wait for Exorcism? It's still down for 60 seconds.
Yeah, NiP will look to take all of the remaining outers down with this Aegis. I don't think they'll go high ground with it. They just want space, specifically dark space, to get pickoffs on unique heroes in that they can then...
This is the gazillionth smoke here from Unique, but can they make this one work out? Got the Supreme last time. They leave the illusions. Lorenov will reveal himself, so they suspect that they're defending this tower, but also that smoke. Like NiP seems to be getting the best of them. Nobody is pushing mid. Nobody is pushing bottom. 19 revealed for the illusion. And a 3-man, 4-man route from Saberlight. And NiP, they just set up a trap for Unique. But Unique are still going in with a rupture connecting. And they got Terrorblade stunned up. Terrorblade gonna go down. Charlie will get ripped apart by 19. Supreme is also in big trouble. Trying to make his way out. I've already lost the Bloodseeker. Death Prophet alone. And he only just got that exorcism off cooldown. But he won't get to use it at all. And it's a 3 versus 3 fight as well. They're looking for anyone who's around. 19 teleports out. Illusion in the trees. A man score trying to go for a teleport out. Misha has no cancel. Supreme is also too far away. And Illusion should also be fine. So it's a 2-for-2 trade. Underlord getting that 4-man Pit of Malice, which really backfires for Unique because they're all stuck in that same choke point. But this time hits in and no Metamorph was used.
Yep, and that's, I would still call this a win for Unique, just because all they're trying to do right now is get the Aghanims on Sven online, and with this last Midas usage here, he's got it. Arm of Destruction as well, that goes into the item slot immediately. So, next fight, this Sven is not going to be hampered so much by getting at all. And I expect to actually see him go in a chase now, instead of, you know, just killing one hero and then running out with his BKB still on. He gets the fight.
Still keep at the game. Sven is still 1,000 gold ahead of this Terrorblade, especially with that last fight. I think it ramped up quite a lot because that was an important kill to get. KB, however, is going to make things a whole lot different. So it's like you need to get the stuns before they use the BKBs. Again, just one of those fights, or after. But after 10 seconds, I don't even want to know what the situation is after 10 seconds of fighting with the TB.
They'll lose some heroes, but I do think that if 19 sticks to the plan of we're not man fighting the TB, we're cleaning up everyone else around him, it's still totally doable for a Unique. Their burst damage potential can totally offset this gold advantage. They just gotta get a good engagement right now. Saberlight's already found 19. He's got to pop it.
Yeah, that's a 8-second BKB for a disengage. Era interrupting Mirana with the lift, and a Supreme going for the swap so he can connect the stun from the lift. Really well played there, not allowing this Mirana to escape.
Era popped his god strength for that. Did you see that? Wow.
Yep.
Well, he actually does it.
Oh, here comes the flying 19 Sven, and he slices Enchantress. And all those body parts flying all over the place. And now Lorena with the chase onto Era. Here comes Superman. And that Lotus Orb will only help for a little bit. Charlie needs to get this damage output out there right now. Lorena with half HP. Vanscore on the run. BCC on the run. 19 also has only got he's got his God Strength halfway. Another arrow connecting on Supreme. They're thinking about it. They're thinking about it. They're thinking about it. But they are like, well, we can't go that deep. They're all stacked up once again. It's still a 5v4. But they're disengaging on Unique side. They don't overextend the fight. They're gonna lose to tier 2 though. Very interesting change there.
That's okay.
It's okay, but it's very strange though, because they still get a pick off. They still got their stuff running. They had exorcism, and we're like, well, we'll just let them take our tower. Okay.
They are not fighting the meta. It's a very clear decision. Like whether they actually can or not is, I don't know. But I do think that
right now,
the shot calling here from them internally is very good. That's something that I've been missing from them a lot. So
look at the courier placement. Doesn't show that Roche is up. Look at Fog of War. They don't even know that Roche just spawned when they walked past the pit because the courier. All right, yeah. Did they see it now? Hopefully they did.
I didn't see a ping though.
That should help.
They don't probably. Yeah, they might just scout it again with illusions and like, all right, no.
No.
All right, nope. They're still oblivious to it.
They know the roof.
Final illusions. Yeah, and now BKB up on Charlie.
Big.
Comes the Underlord to join the party, pushing the lane. 19 already with BZZ. They have shut themselves. Smoke from NiP. They might just find some supports in the backline, but they're going to go straight for 19. The silence will go out. The Drip Stroke holding it up too. BKB used by Terribly, and BKB also 19 hitting straight for the backline. Just wipes away the Rubik, and that's one hero out instantly. Coming in with the buyback is the Era, and now Vasco throwing some spells from the background, but 19 is already down, and the Sven is gone. The damage output is no longer there. Lorena on the run who's still in biz, and Saberlight trying to keep that distance closed. They're very low and Unique. They've lost the Sven, so they cannot fight this anymore. How did 19 die so fast in that fight? Vanscore is out. Charlie might catch an arrow, but at this point it doesn't even matter. 2 heroes gone and NiP to Roche.
Oh man, that's Sven melting. That was so painful. I think most of it is just minus armor. Like, he's got regular Sven fighting items, but
He's got 3,000 HP, and it felt like he didn't last 5 seconds in that fight. He got to the Rubik, and then he just got right-clicked to death.
And that was without meta being on. Charlie's got it now. They're gonna go high ground with this.
Yeah, Charlie's got it. Here on his strike clicks. Heading towards the high ground. They have the creep wave with them, so the back door is gone. But Unique are facing the same situation as they did in the previous game. They have to hold their high ground once again.
Look at
NiP,
Supreme's positioning. He wants to swap.
Wants to swap. He's got a cheese. And there we go. Just like that. You underestimate the level 3 swap range. Look at that green circle. It's massive. Have it off cooldown in 40 seconds, but it doesn't matter. They got the kill that they needed. Sven is back up. Got strength in 10 seconds. BKB is available. Charlie with Metamorph and BKB and Mansa style. Mid rack's gone. Bottom racks are also falling right here, right now. NiP, they can either shift to top.
They're going to
At the Aegis, they have the cheese. Meanwhile, 19 is trying to get to the back line with the Sven. He does. He's got God Strength pop, and he's going to jump in, and he catches the stun, but Arrow blinks away from it on 19. He's on this, or disengages as BKB's away. There's a stun connecting onto the Mirana, but he ults up into the air. BTC very low, and Loreno popping the BKB as well. 8 seconds for Exorcism. This fight is not optimal for Unique, not at all. 19 is down. He's going to die, and he's out of play. Enchantress lives to see another day, but Unique cannot get these kills to happen. Rupture onto 2 with the Grim ulti, but no, they're just walking through it. However, our Charlie will catch 1 arrow, but BCC is dead before he is. And Charlie just sunders himself back to full HP once again, and Aegis is still up there, and there goes Illusion. 3 heroes down. GG is called an NiP walkover. Unique 2-0.
Very convincing in this second game. I really enjoy how they set up their lanes, not necessarily to win them super hard, but to get the kind of heroes that they want to have in the mid game, in the late game, through that initial hiccup. And it's some amazing swaps from Supreme. Once again, this man has been just surprising me with his capability for, shall I call it, sacrificial play. He's taking risks for his team.